or the next action is included. That just like the action that should be on the next segment is actually shown on your segment, so that is wrong. Okay, so we can shorten the time. By shorten, that means we'll be reducing the time in order for us to have the accurate timestamps for the ending and the starting boundary. Okay, so we have these two options in order for us to achieve the accurate ending and starting boundary. For the no action, there's no changes. If no hand contact for at least for a minimum of 5 seconds, then yeah, that's the time where when we should be labeling it as a no action. However, the note is still the same. We do not split just to isolate the no action. We don't combine no action with real actions, and we don't use no action if the ego is holding an object. Okay, no changes about that. And yeah, I guess you guys can notice one of the changes here at this slide. Okay, label length. Label length. You need to stay under 20 words, okay? So that means you can have 20 words or below, but not 21 words. Number two is that all words must be true, the same as before. All words that you're using should be true for the entire segment. It's because if you try to create or try to invent an action that is not actually existing, then that is already one of the major mistake, and that is what we called hallucination. Okay, so hallucination is a mistake label an action that is not existing. That's hallucination. So in order for you to avoid that, try to check your segment if the action that you label is showing on the video, then that's the time where you need to adjust. You need to fix it. Boom. Segment duration is 10 seconds. Again, the maximum segment duration is 10 seconds. Before it was 20, now starting today, it will be 10 seconds. And this is one of the changes for today. So that means your segment should only have a maximum of 10 seconds. You can have 10, you can have 5, you can have 2, you can even have 1 if it's possible, or 1.2. You can have 9 seconds. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're not exceeding 10 seconds, and everything will be great. Okay? Try to adopt on the new changes, guys. So the 4 and 5, yes, the course label and dense label, yeah, the same as before. If you use course labeling, then you'll be having a single action, a one action only, one sentence. For the dense labeling, it's the same. You can have one or two actions. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So yep, no changes about that. And then yeah, also here, dense and coarse. Yeah, the same as before. Take a look at the example. Pick up shirt, adjust shirt. Next segment is place shirt on table. So yeah, the same as before. It didn't actually change. For the course label, I recommend you guys to still consider the move shirt from basket onto table as part of the course labeling. Okay. So, yep, going back here to the dense label is more detailed, focusing on the exact actions, while course label is focusing on the main goal. And using course label is, for example, those actions that contains mainly smaller repetitive actions, then yeah, that's the time where you'll be using course label. So it's actually there's actually no changes about this too. So yeah, the same as before. And still don't mix dense and coarse. Okay, so don't mix dense and coarse. Action rules. So verb intuition. You might notice that there is a missing piece here, unlike yesterday. Okay, so verb intuition. Okay, the object leaves surface. We still call it pick up. We don't say pick. We don't say take. We don't say grasp. When the object contacts surface, again, we'll be only using the verb place, and then we don't say place cup. Okay, we don't say place cup. We need to include the location. It's because place action always requires a location. Okay. However, try not to overcomplicate things. Instead of saying pick up a place cup on upper left of table, then say normally like place cup on table. Okay? Don't overcomplicate things. Relocation as a goal. So again, relocation is describing pick up and place as one goal. Okay? And yeah, we can still use the move action for that, of course. Okay, so it seems like a missing piece here on the verb intuition, right? And then, yep, let's talk about it later. We'll reach to that point. Label structure. So, yeah, the same as before. Always attach verbs to objects. So that will be pick up egg, comma, place egg in carton box. Okay? For the situation like the ego is holding more than one object, then that will be hold tray and egg, pick up carton box. Okay. So we don't say pick up. Yeah, the same as before. It's say pick up, comma, place in carton box. Pick up egg and place in carton box. Pick up bag, comma, place it onto table. So yeah, we still don't use those kind of labeling. Okay. So yeah, the same as before. The labeling structure is the same as before. Forbidden words. Okay. Now we are near the changes. So forbidden word rotating, screwing, ironing, something like that. Something like that as your verb. Okay? The word the, an, still forbidden. Left, right, upper, bottom, yeah. Unless it's required to ambiguate. So, yeah, again, don't overcomplicate things. Instead of saying fold bottom of shirt, try saying fold shirt. Okay? Be simple but accurate. Okay, is everything understandable at this point? Yeah, more likely this is the normal workshop that I am giving at this moment. So, yep. Just want to ask you guys if everything is clear up until this point. Okay. Sewing machine. Dennis, sewing machine. If you're talking about the item that is called sewing machine, then that is fine. If you use the sewing as your verb, like sewing fabric on sewing machine, then that will be bad. Okay, so it seems like everything is understandable up to this point. So now here comes the newly implemented forbidden words. Okay, so it's not just this page that contains the forbidden words. The newly implemented forbidden words are actually the verb that we are using most of the time. And this is a verb that is called adjust and yeah, manipulate. So these two verbs is not allowed on labeling anymore. Okay? You have more choices. So instead of adjust, you can actually use the verb shift, slide, nudge, and so on. Yeah, these verbs can be used instead of adjust. Yeah, Richville, I understand you, man, but yeah, it is what it is. The adjust is now one of the forbidden words. Okay? So no more adjust, no more manipulate. Yeah, you can use these examples. Okay, as you notice, I have two verbs there that I highlighted and also make a line of it. Okay? That is the verb that we called preposition and move. Oh, Rolex too. Do you want me to explain the verb each? Yeah, you can actually Google it. Okay. Yeah, focusing on the preposition and move. So why did I highlighted it or underline it? Okay, guys, most of you already know that the move action is a course label, right? And move action is just more likely. Yeah, it's a course label. So here's the thing. For now, you can use move as a dense labeling because there might be an action that is going to like use the verb move in those kind of actions, like not the pick up in place. Okay, for now, we will be considerate about that for now because until further notice, though, and then also the reposition. Okay, because it seems like you guys, the way that we're doing the workshop every day, we'll be talking about the move is a course label, right? Since the um, placing of the adjust action into the one of the forbidden words, yeah, and this is some of the things that we need also to adjust. Oh, sorry, adjust is not allowed anymore. Okay, so yep, you can use this for instead of adjust. Instead of manipulate, you can also use this kind of verbs. Okay? So yes, if you want to understand what's the meaning behind this kind of verbs, yeah, you can just Google it. Google will give you an answer. Yeah. By the way, quick question, guys. Have you guys tried labeling? Can you guys label a video, or did you label a video like earlier or a while ago, or still no videos for now? Okay, some did not, some did. Okay, so yeah, if you're like labeling, and then let me just show you instead. Okay, so let's say you'll be saying like just. I don't really know if it works. Yeah, look at that. Did you see that? Notice there is actually two error on this segment. So that is the verb adjust and also the word tool. Okay. Oh, yep. Standard. Not general position. Yeah, Google it. Okay. Yeah, the same as before. We proceed to the hold label. So yeah, the new things that I've discussed now is the new changes about the adjust and manipulate, and also the 10 seconds. Okay. And then yeah, hold label. Again, hold label should be required in every segment where ego is holding an object while performing another action. Okay, just like the picture, hold tweezers, comma, adjust pliers. As you can see, the tweezers is being held, and it doesn't interact with the adjust pliers action. That's why hold is existing there. Yep. So take a look at the example number one. That is a perfect example also when to use the hold action. So Try to visualize if ego is picking up a cloth while holding a cup. So yeah, you can just say hold cup, comma pick up cloth. It won't work if you say like vice versa, like pick up cloth, comma hold cup. No, it doesn't work that way. Hold cup should be first. So that would be hold cup, comma pick up cloth. The example number two is an example when we should not use the hold action. So if ego is wiping the cup with a cloth, so we don't say hold cup, comma wipe cup with cloth. It's because the cup that you're holding is the one that you're wiping. So yeah, no need, since the cup that you're holding is interacting with the next action, which is wipe cup with cloth. Then yep, that should be wipe cup with cloth only. Okay, no hold action. And merge, yo, one. Yep. There's also changes about this. Okay, as you can see here. Yeah, still we split when the hands disengage or a new goal begins. So we need to split if a given segment exceeds 10 seconds. The same. You can still merge if there's a same action happens without any disengagement under 10 seconds. Okay? Both of them works the same. It's just the time stamp. I mean, the time duration was actually the only thing that's been changed. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you guys here. So this one here is an example of a splitting, and this at the bottom is an example of merging. If ego stops and then starts again, treat them as separate segments. Okay, it is this one, right? So let's go ahead and start with segment number two. So place cat food pouches on display stand. Just cat food pouches on this display stand. It's actually incorrect. It's because if you try to watch the video, there is more than two actions happened. And what you have here is just two actions, so it doesn't work that way. If you saw more than two actions, then you might need to label all those actions, and then if again, just remember that if you exceeds two action, then you need to split it. Okay. Yes, cha. Still no more than two actions in one segment. Okay, so here what happened is that old cat food pouch. Yeah, look at this. It is 12 seconds, so that is not allowed. Okay. So this would be hold cat food pouch. Oops. Place cat food pouch on display stand. That's it. Two actions only. Okay. And then we split. Then we split around maybe at the end. Hold cat food pouch. Okay. Okay. Oh, why can't I? Oh, it's because. Okay, so here's one of the major changes, guys. If ever the next segment is 10 seconds, then yep, it seems like you cannot shorten. Oh, you can actually. But the splitting, oh yeah, the splitting is limited only to 10 seconds, okay? But yeah, you can just shorten this one in order for you to find that moment where he plays it. So, okay, that's it. So it should be like this. And the next segment, what happens is there, 17.4 would be hold cat food. Okay. Look at the left hand, he's holding the cat food pouch. Adjust cat food pouch on display stand. Okay. I'm adding the I'm sorry. So yeah, as you can see, I was also using adjust most of the time. So it seems like adjust that is cannot be used, so I can just use the verb push. Wait a minute. Let me try to enter that one. No, it's not push. We can use insert in that case. Insert cat food pouch on display stand. hold, get the badge. Okay, insert, and then ends. Okay, so where did it end? Take a look at this, guys. This is actually one of the technique how to achieve the accurate timestamps. Mm, I'm spamming the pause and play here. So yep, look at this. If this one works, so that would be 17.2. So if I will be splitting, I will have the 17.2 as my target. Oh, this one. Oh, yep. Hold cat with pouch, insert cat with pouch on display stand. Yep. Okay, and then next. Yeah. I'll just show you guys later after the workshop about this one. So, yep. That is what it means by ego stops and then starts again. So we cannot just treat those actions as two, right? And then just because we're using the plural form of pouch, which is pouches, doesn't mean that it's okay. Okay, that is only allowed if you're using a course label. And yes, again, using course label is actually not preferable. Okay, so for the next example, yep, I just showed you guys how splitting works. And then, yeah, if ego never disengages, it is one segment. So this one is talking about merging. So as you can see here, yeah, segment number one and segment number two doesn't have any disengagement. Take a look. It will move to segment number two. See? It moved to segment number two from segment number one. And the video shows us nothing. Like, it's the same. So, that should be merged, right? However, if you try to count 8.9 plus 1.5 is roughly more than 10 seconds, right? That would be 10.4 seconds. And then, if you can actually see it right here, so yep, it is not allowed since it would exceed the 10 seconds maximum. Okay, so if it's more than 10 seconds, then you can just leave it as is. Okay, so oh, this should be brush egg with tool, right? What is wrong with this label? No. So, oh, okay. So there is something wrong with the label that I just did. Okay, so starting today, everyone, you guys are not allowed to use the word tool. Also, okay, you need to identify what kind of objects or tool ego is holding. And in this case, that is a brush. Okay? Yeah, the same as segment number one. Mhm. Scrub. If you try to Google scrub, scrub is more likely intense action. So this one here is more likely the nearest verb for this one is wipe. Yeah, let's just use brush. I mean, brush can work, so there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. So yep, the whole point here is that tool word is also not allowed anymore. So that means, guys, you need to name the kind of tools accurately. It's because if ever you'll be naming those tools um, in a wrong way, then yep, you are doing one of the major mistakes, and that is the incorrect object. Okay, Ray, I don't really know if component works. Seems like it does. But yeah, I think component only works if you're talking about a part or just like an element of a larger whole, especially the machine type of machine, part of machine. So yeah, that will be one of the way when to use the component word. Okay. Okay. So yep, that is the changes for the merging. If it's like more than again, if it's more than 10 seconds, you cannot merge it. So you can just leave it as is. Yep. Going back to our workshop, the descriptors. Yep. Use accurate nouns as much as possible. So if unavoidable, I don't really know if you guys can still use the general nouns. I mean, we know the tool already doesn't work, right? Let me just mark that one as red. Let me try the some of the general nouns. That is container, surface, liquid. Okay, surface works. Container also works, and then substance also works. Yeah, it's just that the tool is the only one that's been get rid of. Oh yeah, if unavoidable, yeah, the same as before. I'll use general nouns except tool. Okay, but I want you to stay consistent within an episode. The adjectives, yeah, you can use to disambiguate. So if you have two similar items, you can specify their colors. For example, blue cloth and white cloth. Otherwise, just keep it simple and say keep, pick up cloth. Okay. For the body parts, yeah, the same. Avoid body parts unless unavoidable. So you say need dough with hands. That's totally wrong. So you can just say need dough. Okay. You say need dough. Utensils does not work. Let me try that one. Yes, it doesn't work. So you need to specify what kind of utensil you're holding. Yep. Edge cases, yeah, the same. If Eagle pick up cup and was about to place cup on table and then the video cuts off, you cannot say pick up cup, comma, place cup on table because there's no disengagement. So you need to say pick up cup and then split and then hold cup on table. Okay, hold action all is not like it was not changed. So yeah, no worries about the hold action. So checklist. If ever you acquired this four in your segment, then you are now ready to move on to the next segment. If ever one of your segment contains one of these fail conditions, then you need to fix that before moving to the next segment. Yeah, then okay, let me just end the workshop. Okay, so yep, that would be the ending of our like discussion about the workshop and about the new guidelines. So yeah, now is the perfect time for you guys to ask. I mean, there I can answer you guys. Hopefully, I can as much as possible. And then Roar Noza here can answer it. Austin is also here. Who can answer it, and also Patrick Lance. Niche. Move is now partially coarse and dense. Okay, it's up on how you use it. You didn't know manipulate was used before. Now you know RSB. Kindly reduce the timing for the typing question if you can, please. Richfield, the only problem about that is that some of the audience here are actually asking not part of the workshop question. So yeah. Fortunately, cannot do that one right now. Is this okay? Hmm. Yes. Yes. But if ever you can still adjust it, but yeah, that won't be adjusted. It cannot be split. It cannot be shortened. So yep, that would work. Using the word brush and the tool brush, isn't it tautology? Yeah, somewhat makes sense. But yeah, that's actually what happened based on what I saw in the video. Okay. Again, utensils doesn't work already, so you need to specify the kind of utensil. Yes, I am gifted. You can use component only if it's a part of most likely part of machine or a vehicle. Then yeah, you can use component about that. Pipe cleaner, Bruce Wayne. Oh, I cannot actually like I cannot choose what kind of video I'll be doing. How can one label section ego dip finger into container solution? Yeah, dip finger into container solution. If he's dipping his finger in order to do something, then yeah, you can just label it like that, like dip finger into container solution. That would be fine. That is when the using of body parts in is unavoidable. Is the word carry allowed? Austin, yes, it is. Yes, Julither, that can be banned flower petals. All these things were taught already and we have done it before. So some of us thought I'll be able to upgrade from being training now that episode is balls for training, what should we do? In case where ego is brushing a shoe but he brushes the top side back, can we just label brush the shoe? How do I read your name? Adobency. The word the is again not allowed. So you can say brush the shoe. And yeah, brush shoe and then you need to include what kind of brush is the ego using. We need more elaboration on the new alternatives for adjust. Hmm. You can just take a look at this one and try to search
All
about it.
these things were taught
I mean,
already, and we
each
have
one
done
of
it.
them contains different meaning. What do you mean niche? Looks like you guys are not reading the joke book, so yup, it was actually stated there the meanings of each alternatives of the adjust. An ego rinses a bunch of spoons, forks, and knife together. How do we label since the cutlery is banned? I asked this question a million times. Again, Sarabina, I will also answer your question a million times. Yes, you will be specifying those kind of tools. So that would be rinse, spoons, comma, forks, and knife or knives. Move is no longer coarse. Yes, Toymat, it can be dense or coarse at the moment, partially. Are three actions allowed for a 1 second segment? Yep, it can be. Sandra. As long as there's actually a situation where you cannot like split it or adjust it. So yep, you can't just leave those actions unattended. So you'll be labeling those, even if it means you're exceeding two actions. Yeah, Max Plus. Thank you so much for answering the correct answer. Might, I'm sorry, but I cannot. And also Frank, I'm sorry, I cannot. I mean, you can actually see it on the training and then learning hub on the website. Hervey is asking Austin, what is the correct way of using the verb work? The thing that I'm doing right now, yeah, I'm working. Should we use smooth or smoothen? Smooth, yep, yep. Yes, not just speak. Can we label this action? Yes, you can. Smooth. Oh, Adrian. It seems like Adrian is not listening to the workshop.